Okay, so coming around and sitting back onto your heels for me. And you can just reach on up towards the top end of your mat. And just to begin with today, keep your forehead tucked down and just draw your right arm down by your side. Walk your left arm across and then just turn your gaze a little down towards your right hand. And just feel that stretch coming into the side body. And then let's swap it over. Take the left hand up. Right hand up and take the left hand down. And again, work the right hand across and look down a little towards your left hand. And then walk the hand back and across, lifting your chin. And let's start to draw your body slowly down and along the ground, rolling back with your shoulders and lifting the chin. Drawing up into a cat stretch. Pulling up through the shoulders and the back, and then taking the head and the tailbone away from each other and sitting all the way back down upon your heels. Again, let's bring the body to pull on up, roll down the shoulders, and let's again draw up into cat stretch, pulling up through the shoulders and the back, taking the head and tailbone away and sitting all the way back down onto your heels. And again, let's bring the body to pull on up, roll down the shoulders. And now curling with your toes, sending the hips away and drawing your head down through your arms. Come on forwards into your high plank. And then bending with your knees and sitting back down to your heels. Again, let's draw the body to pull on up, rolling down the shoulders and lifting the chin up. Curling with your toes. Lengthening off into a long downward facing dog. Draw forwards into a high plank, and then bending with your knees and sitting all of the way back. And again, bring the body to pull on up, curling with your toes and lengthening back off into your downward facing dog. And draw forwards to a strong high plank, bending your knees and releasing and sitting on back. Again, drawing your body up, work that curve into your lumbar spine. Curling with your toes and lengthening all the way down the back body from your hips to your heels. Come on forwards into a strong high plank and then bending with your knees and releasing and sitting it back. Couple more times. Bring the body to pull on up. And then as we curl the toes, lengthening away, sending the hips back. Draw forwards into a high plank, bending with your knees and sitting all the way back. And one more time, bring the body to pull on up, curling with your toes and extending back into a nice long downward dog. Staying there for me, and let's just walk it on the spot a little and just treading it down if you can. And noticing if you can get that heel down towards the floor each time you press away. Moving those hips a little from side to side. Just waking up the back a little maybe. And as always, as we work through your practice, it is exactly that. So be aware that you're working with your energy and up to the level that feels good for you today. Take breaks if you need to. Now as we come down upon the knees, I'd like to step forwards with the right foot and just place down your right hand to the side of your right foot. Bring your left arm up and just take a gentle arc coming over, looking up towards your hand. Bring that hand back down, curling the toes and lifting the back knee. And raising your right arm, looking on up. And bring it all the way back down again for me. Come back on up with your upper body. Sending the arms up towards the ceiling. And just taking your right hand back behind your left. And draw into a little bit of a shoulder girdle release here. Chin lifts, shoulders back. And then letting your arms all the way back down. Moving back upon that back knee. Drawing back your toes and extending away a little through the tailbone. Just pressing a little from the center of your chest. Finding that calf stretch, the hamstring stretch. Just again, always know that you can bend the knee. If it feels a little tense behind the knee, just take a little bend to it. Don't push down too hard. And now let's round up through your back and come around onto your knees. Clasping your fingers and raising your arms high to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And on your out breath, just taking a little side body bend. Tuck your tailbone slightly under. Bring the arms to pull out and away from the body, keeping the chin lifted and the arms as close to your ears as you can today. Come back on up, deep breath in. Breathing out, let's send the body over. Tuck the tail under. Keep that body in a lovely strong line. Always when we're doing these side bends, we want to keep the ribs and the hips all on the same line. Eventually the ears and the arms are all together too. And then coming back on up, letting your arms down. Okay, step forwards with the left foot. And let's just take down your left hand to the side of your foot and bring your right arm to reach up and over. And bring that hand back down, curling your toes, lift up the back knee, pushing into the heel, and raising your left arm. And then letting the knee back down upon the floor, coming back up again with your upper body, raising your arms and taking your left hand back behind your right, chin lifts, shoulders back. Letting your arms all the way back down by your side, and we move back upon that back knee. Digging the heel in, drawing the toes back, and functioning into the calf stretch, the hamstring stretch. Just a little extension out through the tailbone if you can. And then we're gently rounding up through the back again, and we're going to come around onto your back. All right, now I've got a longer band to work with today, all right? If you have one of those, perfect. A scarf will also do the same thing, or anything else that you can think of, okay, that's a little bit longer, garment-wise, okay, maybe a pair of leggings or something, but you can do the same thing with, all right? So if you haven't got it, don't worry, you can always substitute. So if we can just reach around, find the heels. And just to begin with here, rock the lower back down in towards the floor, and then releasing the back away. And again, rocking the lower back down into an imprint and releasing away. This is just so we can assess, notice how the lower back is moving for us today. And when we settle, we want to really clarify that's a neutral back. You've got a little bit of a gap between the lower back, ribs are floating down, the hips feel stable. Draw the shoulders to pull up and down a few times. And again, this is just so that we can think about the posture and how we're holding our upper body. So we're walking the shoulders down and away from the ears, we're wriggling the neck out from your shoulders, really opening out the neckline. Just then take a deep breath in through your nose and follow it with a good strong blowing breath out of your mouth. Now we become aware that the ribs are widening, so if you want to, put one hand around your rib cage and one hand on your belly. As you breathe in, the ribs widen into your hand, but the belly remains flat. As you breathe out through your mouth, you feel the ribs draw back to normal, and then draw the abdominals back behind your hand. So as you breathe in, lateral thoracic breath work into the ribs, and then as you breathe out, a connection through that core center, so we're talking of pelvic floor, linking up into your transverse abdominis muscle. So remember, it's the corset muscle that sits around the middle of your body. So you'll start to feel maybe the waist pulling in tighter as it becomes stronger. You'll also feel the tummy dropping back a little. particularly when you're lying down, okay? Much easier to connect with the core when you're lying down. All right, now let's start off today with our ab prep. So I'd like you to bring your hands back behind your head, let your elbows fall back to the earth. Breathe in through the nose, not the chin. As you breathe out of your mouth, draw up with your upper body, engaging with your core, breathing in to stay, and then breathing out, engaging with the core as we lower. Breathing in, nodding the chin. As we lift from the center of your chest and trying not to pull on your neck. Relax your neck. Breathing in, and then breathing out as we lower all of the way back. Again, breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out and engaging with the core as we raise the upper body. Breathing in to stay. And then breathing out and engaging with the core as you lower back down. Again, breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, the engagement of the core pulls in as you lift. Breathing in. And breathing out, engaging with the core as you lower. Now this time, breathing in, nod the chin. If you can, when you come up, extend your right leg, push it away, hover it an inch or so from the floor. Breathing in, and then breathing out to draw the leg back on in. Breathing in, nod the chin, and breathing out, extend the left leg, raising your upper body. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out to draw the leg back on in. Breathing in, nod the chin, breathing out to extend away through your right leg. Breathing in, stay, then breathing out to draw that leg back on in. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, engage the core, nice spacious neck, remember. Breathing in, breathing out, elbows held way back. This time, breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, push your way through your right leg, and if you can, lift your left. Breathing in, then breathing out, foot back down, the leg drawing back on in. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extend the left leg, raising the right leg if you can. Breathing in, breathing out, foot back down, leg drawing back in. One more set. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out to extend away through the right leg, lifting the left if you can. Breathing in, breathing out, foot back down, leg drawing back on in. One more time, breathing in, nod the chin. And breathing out, extending away through that left leg, lifting the right. Breathing in, and breathing out, foot back down, and the leg drawing back on in. Okay, so I'm going to take a hold of the band, and I'm going to place it around the bottom of your right foot. So we're going to work into a one-leg circle, okay, and if you have got the longer band, what you could do to bring in a little bit of strength work for your upper body is to wrap the band around your foot and then bring your hands down to the floor either side of you. All right, now it's up to you. You can have your foot on the floor or you can have your legs stretched out, whatever feels better for you. And with that right leg, working clockwise, breathing out to take the leg away from the body and breathing in to draw across. So we're going to keep those arms down by your side, palms flat onto the floor, and we're breathing out to circle away and breathing in to draw across. Breathing out, big circle, breathing on in. And we're going to keep the hips really stable. I know usually I get you to hold on to your hip, don't I? But try and just be aware that the opposite hip doesn't move around with you. Breathing out, circle, breathing and back. Couple more if you can. Remember, take a break if you need to. One more. All right, then open the band out and swap it over. You could, of course, do this with a normal length band. All right, that would be fine too. But if you've got these super long ones, you can get just to work a little bit harder. All right, so as we circle the leg away from the body, breathing out, and then breathing in to draw the leg across. Breathing out, circle away from the body, breathing in as we draw across. Again, really pushing down through the toes on the other leg if you've got that leg straight. But like I say, if it suits you to have the knee bent, have the knee bent today. Breathing out, circle the leg away. In to draw across. And again, breathing out, circle it away. And in to draw across. Good, and again, locking into the core, that other side of the body is remaining really stable. All right, last one. Okay, then, taking both of your feet inside of the band, and we're going to do a little bit of work for latissimus dorsi, for this area just below your shoulder blade. So I'm going to clasp up both of my hands around, and I'm going to mesh the fingers together and hold on to the band. If you've got a shorter band, you can still do the same thing. Now the legs are higher towards the ceiling, and we're going to work now on taking the arms behind the head. So breathing out to stretch back, breathing in to draw in. Breathing out and engaging the core as you stretch back with straight arms, breathing in. So really locking into the core, pressing on back, breathing in. Now to make this one harder, we let the legs go a little bit further away from the body. So you've got to work the core a little bit harder. And then as we take the arms back, breathing out and breathing in. So we go back and away from the body, breathing out, breathing in. And again, navel back to the spine and breathing in. So nice long stretch, breathing on in. And again, engaging with the core and in. Let's have two more. Taking those arms back. You've got to stretch, but also it's strengthening a little bit here for you as well. Okay, bring your knees in. Let's take the band away. And just carefully rolling yourself across to one side, and let's come over onto your knees. So we're going to work next into your plank. Okay, we're going to hold out here for your 20 breaths. So as always, either do this on the knees, okay, do this on the toes if you're feeling stronger. If you've got anything that really, your elbows don't like being on the floor, by all means do it in a high plank, all right? That suits you better, that's fine too. All I ask is that we really think about drawing the bottom rib in, and we try not to sink away into the lower back, all right? Think about your posture. So shoulders back, middle body posture as well. Forearms down towards the floor for me, elbows tucked in. Straighten out the legs if you can, and push out and brace the quads, the legs, the glutes. And then breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Deep breath in and out. Looking slightly beyond your fingers, breathing out. In, out 4. In, out 5. In, out 6. In, out 7. In, out 8. In, out 9. In, out 10. In, out 11. In, out 12. In, out 13. In, out 14. In, out 15. In, out 16. In, out 17. In, out 18. In, out 19. And in, out 20. Gently lower yourself back down. Good. Now let's just take one arm out along the floor. I'm just going to roll you over onto that shoulder. Tuck the knees in for me today. And just bring the opposite arm up. Just into that little chest opener. And releasing it all of the way back round. Taking it across to the other side, lengthen over, tuck the knees in for me and just raise that opposite arm, looking on up if you can. The head can be up or down with this one, or really it does depend on what you usually do, okay, what you do in other practices. Okay, and then coming all the way back round onto your belly. Now, I'm going to work firstly here into alternating palm lifts. And then I'm going to also add in that we start to lift the band off the floor above us. And then we're going to be going to breaststroke, okay? Because this is going to loosen the shoulders off, it's going to warm them up, and I'm hoping that when we do the arm circling, you get a little bit more range of motion with this today. That said, if you feel like you're overloading your back, please rein it back in, okay? Like I say, everybody's different, okay, and everybody's practice will feel different to everybody. So we've got the arms up and above us. I've got the band up and above me as well, and my palms are over the top of the band to begin with. As I raise one palm, breathing out, and as you lower, breathing in. Now try and be conscious, swapping arms, try and be conscious that your ear is brushing, your arm is brushing past your ear. So when you bring it up, it's not too wide. So breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. And engaging with your core as you lift the palm, breathing in to lower. So just seeing how that is, all right? And ideally we want to feel it localized around the upper back. We don't want to be feeling that too much into the lower back. So if you are, I don't want you to go any further today. Now, for those of you who are feeling good, take a hold of your band. Again, the forehead is down towards the floor. We're going to breathe out to lift the arms up and breathing in to lower. Breathing out to lift and into lower. Now, if you're having a good day, when you lift, pull the band a little and breathing into lower. So as you lift, stretch the band open a little. Really activate the latissimus dorsi. Breathing out and a little stretch and breathing into lower. Again, breathing out, engaging your core, stretch it open a little, breathing in. And again, breathing out to lift, into lower, keeping the arms as straight as you can. Breathing out to lift and lower. Last one coming up. Breathing out and in. All right, now bring your arms down by your side. Let your shoulders drop down in towards the floor, coming into breaststroke. Breathing in, peel back and open both shoulders. And as you breathe out, engaging with your core to lift and hover. Breathing in to stay, and then we'll breathe out to lower your shoulders into the floor. Breathing in, peel back and down with both shoulders. Breathing out and draw the belly up from the ground as you lift and hover. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out, we're lowering the shoulders softly back down. Again, breathing in, shoulders roll open and back. Breathing out, engage with your core as you lift and hover, facing down towards the floor. Breathing in and breathing out to lower the shoulders back. And you can stay with this today, of course. Or breathing in, rolling back the shoulders. Breathing out, engaging to lift. And then breathing in to reach your arms ahead of you. And breathing out as you draw your arms back. And if we can, we want those arms really nice and straight. Breathing out really nice and straight as they come back. And you can play around. You could have your hands facing the ground all the way through. You could have your hands facing out so that when they come up, they're facing each other. And all the way down, you can turn it the other way, all right, which is a little bit harder, and then come up. But just again, seeing how that is, all right, seeing what you'd like to do, what makes a difference. And again, locking into the core. The glutes, the legs are completely relaxed. 2 more. And breathing out as you draw back. 1 more. And breathing out as we draw back. Okay, let's take the hands beneath your shoulders. Push on up onto hands and knees. And we're going to release out the back completely here for you. We're going to go into exaggerated cat. So we take the fingers just off the sides of your mat. As you draw your body downwards towards the floor, the elbows widen, the heart comes down. And then as we round up through the back, lifting through the shoulders and the back. Again, as we come down, elbows nice and wide, heart comes down through the middle. And then as we draw up, lifting through the shoulders, up into the back. And again, let's take it on down, elbows wide. And then drawing it up, engaging with the core. One more time, coming on down, elbows wide. And then drawing it all of the way up, lifting through the shoulders. And then sitting it back. All right, now if we could come around to a seated position. And I'm going to use the long band again, and I'm going to work with it for the roll back. Now, if you would like to use a cushion or a little something for support behind your back, pop that in now. If you don't want to use your band for your roll back, absolutely, okay, go without. It's not a problem. I'm just offering different things in for you. So, got the elbows tucked in by your side, relaxing the shoulders. Taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, pulling into the core, rounding the lumbar spine, and just let's hang out there at halfway. Breathe in, and then breathing out, and engaging the core, and drawing up to a nice tall seated position. Again, breathing in, and as you breathe out, slowly rolling the body back, breathing in, and then breathing out and engaging with your core as you come up. All right? Deep breath in. As you go back, breathing out. If it's a good idea to go into the floor with your lumbar spine, by all means, breathing in. And then again, imprint and peel all of the way back up to seated. All right? But if going back to the floor today isn't great, don't do it. Okay, stay at halfway. You're still going to be working very, very hard. All right, now, just for those of you who want to challenge it out a little bit more, if you've got the longer band, take your arms a little bit further away. All right, drop the shoulders. Okay, and as you go back, the further away you have your arms from your body, the more challenging that's going to be. All right, so you're coming up, you've really got to think about your core center. All right, so obviously with the arms being in your eye line now, you can notice, okay, if you're suddenly starting to raise your arms up, you've got that feedback straight away. All right, so we want to try and keep the arms in the same position, keep the shoulders in the same position. And then drawing on up. So it really is a challenge for the core. Breathing in at the top, out as you lower back, in, and then out as you draw all the way back up and sitting up tall. Good, a couple more. Breathing in, out to go back, breathing in, and out as you draw all the way back on up. One more time. In, out to go back, in, and then out as you come back on up. All right, let's take away the band, and let's bend at the knees and take the hands back behind, coming into a little bit of work for the upper back of your arms. So fingers pointing in towards you, and as we dip back, breathe in, and then as we lift up and away from the ground, breathing out. So here, dipping back, breathing in, and then pushing away from the floor, breathing out. Now, if you want to stay with that version, go ahead. Otherwise, if you'd like to straighten the legs, brace the core, and then as you lift, breathe out and push down into your toes, and breathing in, pivot back. So you're pivoting on your heels, you're pushing down, the toes going towards the floor, and then breathing in as you lower. But really pull back through the core before you lift. So you've got that lovely connection through the core center. Breathing out and breathing in as you lower. Again, breathing out as you lift and in as you lower. And again, whatever you're doing, if you're dipping in to go back, out to come forwards and lower. All right, two more. And down. And relax it down. All right, come around down to a seated position of your choice, and we're just going to give a little bit of release there for your arms. Alright, so let's take those arms out nice and long. Just go in for those windmill arms. And again, remember, if you struggle with a position like this, okay, if you find it's difficult, then kneel up, okay, go up a little bit higher. And it's just, again, sometimes it's just about setting the position of your back into an easier position so that you can do it. Like I say, if your body naturally kind of wants to slope back, or if you find it difficult to remain upright at the moment, because these are the muscles that we're strengthening in Pilates, it's those lower back muscles, okay, so that eventually you're able to use your posture better. Now we're going to land on the stretch this time, so let's take the hand back. Maybe we're holding the elbow and encouraging it down, maybe we're reaching around finding fingers. Either way, I want to keep the posture open. And take some nice deep breaths. Alright, let's swap it over. And again, dropping the arm back. Maybe hold on to the elbow, encourage it down. Maybe reach around, maybe the fingers are available. And releasing on out. Okay, now I'm going to use the band around the bottom of the top foot. I'm going to do a little bit of hip work. After that, we will flip over onto your hands and knees and go straight into working the glutes on that same side. All right, so all about keeping it balanced, but so that we don't have to take that band off again. So, got it nice and long. Again, you can do this with a shorter band. You can do this without the band. Okay, so my layers for you. If you want to keep it a little bit easier today, lay your body all the way out and along the floor. All right, and on this one, you're breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. All right, so a little bit of resistance here, not too much, but that might be enough for you today. My next stage up is we prop up the head. Okay, so a little bit higher. Maybe you've got to think about it a little bit more. Breathing out to lift. And then of course I can bring you up onto your forearm. And then from there, breathing out to lift and into lower. So just find where you need to be. Particularly if you're up on this top one, try and draw the shoulders back. Alright, keep that posture check on. You're going to become aware that you can feel your oblique muscles. Okay, your waist working beneath your body, that's going to happen. Alright, and if you again, it feels easy, you can always tighten that band up and make it harder, okay? You can always bring it in a bit more, give yourself a bit more tension on it, okay? Particularly if you do a lot of toning work, all right? You just want to take it to the place you can feel it working for you. We're all different, all right? So it's not a have to. And again, breathing out to extend and breathing in as you lower. Again, breathing out to extend and into lower. Really pull back through the core and lower. Let's have two more there. Breathing out, lift and lower. One more. All right, now we flip over onto the hands and knees. We take the hand, so it's underneath the right, well, whichever leg you started with, it's underneath that shoulder. And both parts of your band are together, okay? Now from here, extend the leg with the band, and then lift the leg up and lower it down. All right, and as you lift it up, breathe out and breathe into lower. Okay, so really connecting through your core. Hopefully you've got a little bit of resistance going on there. If you did want to challenge it a little bit more, take your opposite hand out to the side. And then again, really focus on that core center. Breathing out, lift, into lower, And again, breathing out, lift and lower. Working into the glutes, hamstrings, working into the core strength, working into your balance strength. Breathing out, lift and lower. And again, press and lower. Again, breathing out, lift and lower. Again, pressing it away and lower. All right, 2 more. And lower. 1 more. And relax. All right, we're going to do that all on the other side now. So bring yourself around, swap the band over to the other foot. And then bring yourself all the way out and along the ground again. So you've got that first stage here. Arm out and along the floor, hand flat into the ground in front, breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. Again, engaging with your core, lift and lower. Navel drawing back to the spine and lower. You can prop the head up a little. Again, that might take you into a different place. It might be a good place. It might just be enough. Or you can pop yourself up onto your forearm, open your posture up and keep going. All right, so engaging with your core, breathe out, breathe in. All right, so just again, let your hand on top of your band be nice and flat. All right, just release out any holding on hard. Don't really want to tension up the forearm. So breathing out, lift and lower. And again, press and lower. Again, breathing out, lift and lower. Really get that connection through your core. And lower. And again, breathe out, press and lower. 2 more. Breathing out to lift and lower. All right, then we're going to flip it round. We're going to do this really strong control manner. I'm not going to lose the band. Put the hand underneath your shoulder. That leg is connected to your band, and then as you lift the leg up, breathe out, breathe in. All right, so again, anytime we're facing downwards, we want to draw up on the bottom rib, okay? Try not to have too much of a sinking into the back. All right, nice long extension through your spine. Breathing out, lift the leg into lower. If you're feeling good too, take out the opposite hand and balance on the 2 corners. Again, breathing out to lift and into lower. Breathing out, lift and lower. And again, navel to the spine and lower. Keeping that nice and strong and lower. Again, breathing out, press, lift and lower. And again, that's it, keep it going. Keep it really nice and stable. Feel those muscle fibers coming to work really well for you here. And lower. Breathing out, lift and lower. All right, 2 more. And lower, 1 more. And relax it down. Okay. Now I'm going to bring you around onto your back. And we're going to work the 100. And after that, I am going to be working with the band again. All right, so just bring it down by your side. So laying yourself out and along the floor. And just again, facilitate that neutral back again. So you've got a little bit of a hollow underneath the lower back. If you're ready, pick up your feet, one and then the other. If you have support behind your neck, pop that in. If you're lifting your head and shoulders with your fingers, open down the chest. Now if your hamstrings feel good too, extend the legs out straight and point your toes. And if you can pat the air by your side, shoulder blades are on the floor, the collarbone sits open, and you've got the distance of a fist between your chin and your chest. So maybe you're just looking upwards towards your toes. All right, and of course you can bend your knees. Now maybe shut your eyes at this point and study the breathing. In for about 4, out for about 6. And when you breathe out, just imagine you're squeezing that sponge inside of your body. So really go into the body, focus, breath, engagement, and that's all I need from you to hold in that static position. If you're stronger, you're going to take those legs further away from the body. And we're going with 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 5, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 3, 54, 55, 56, 7, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 5, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 3, 74, 75, 76, 7, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 5, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring it on down there for me. Okay, just going to tiptoes, and let's take the hands out to the side, and just get to roll the knees a little from side to side there. So you can make that nice and released, nice and relaxing. Nothing really needs to happen here. Just want to try and keep the shoulders on the floor. Now at this point in your practice, if you don't want to push it on any further, just keep going, all right, with the knees up together if you can keep them together, but if that's difficult, they could be apart on this version. When we come up, if you can, keep the knees together, all right, so the toes line up with your knees line up with your hips. Then as you come over, breathing out, we go as far over as the shoulder blade will stay on the floor, and then breathing in, bring it up. Breathing out, take the knees over, and breathing in, bring it up. Again, breathing out, gently take it over, and breathing it back up, all right? So like I say, it's keeping in mind what the stretch is for, okay, what the twist is for. So you'll feel the waist kicking in a little. You may feel the lower back taking in a little bit of a stretch. And I'm just going to finish off that last bit. And then if we take the band around the bottom of both of your feet again. Now I'm going to work a version of double leg extension. You can of course do double leg extension if you prefer. I'm going to go down about halfway down the band. So if you've got a shorter band, with this one it doesn't matter. So I've got the elbows tucked in. Now as I draw my knees in towards me, keeping a neutral spine, breathing in, and then we push out into the band, breathe out and engaging with your core. Breathing in to draw the knees in, and then breathing out to push into the band, breathing out. All right, now here, if you want to make it harder, you're going to go a little lower towards the floor with the leg extension. Breathing in, breathing out to push away. Just be really careful that your back doesn't start to lift off the ground. You want to stay with that neutral spine. The legs are really heavy, even though you've got this band to support. The legs are really heavy, and we just want to do the right thing by the core. So the core wants to be responsible for holding your body nice and stable. So maintain that neutral back. Breathing out to press. Breathing in. Getting a little bit of a stretch into the hamstrings maybe as well. It's all good. Breathing out and in. Okay, breathing out and in. 2 more. Breathe out and in. 1 more. And then draw the band in. Okay, the legs in. And let's from here come around to a seated position. All right, so often I do like to finish off with a saw because we've got as much range through the body as we can. All right, so hopefully it feels like it's a more natural thing to do at this point in your class. Legs are about either as wide as your mat, or feel free to cross your legs, or sit on something so your hips are higher. Either way, if we can, try to be upright in your upper body. So as we breathe in, we're rotating the upper body. As we breathe out, we're lifting out of the waist and taking a little stretch over and across. Breathing in as we come back up, and then breathing out, navel back to the spine. Breathing in, nice big rotate. Breathing out, lift out of the waist and lengthen across. Breathing in, coming back up. Breathing out, belly pulls back as we come to the middle. Breathing in as we turn. Breathing out, stretching over, remember. Breathing in, coming back up. Breathing out, drawing back to the middle. So it's not a stretching out, okay? It's a lifting up and over to get a little bit more of the back work in. Breathing in, coming up, and breathing out back to the middle. Again, breathing in as we turn, breathing out, lifting out of the waist and lengthening over. Breathing in, coming back up, breathing out, navel back to the spine. Breathing in as we turn, and breathing out, lifting out from the waist and going over. Breathing in, drawing up. Breathing out, navel back to the spine. Now, if you're having a good day, let's bring those fingers up by your temples. You could have your arms across your chest if you're not having a good day. Breathing in as we turn, and then breathing out, draw the body over the thigh. Breathing in as we come back up, and then breathing out, navel back to the spine. Breathing in, rotate the upper body. Breathing out, draw the body over. Breathing in, coming back on up. And breathing out, engage the core to the middle. Breathing in, turn the upper body. Breathing out, drawing over the top of your thigh. Breathing in as we come back up. Breathing out, navel back to the spine, last one. Breathing in, turn. And breathing out, drawing over the thigh. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, engage the core back to the middle and release it down. Now, I'm going to do the shoulder stretch work with the band. Okay, so if you have not got a band, you can also do this with a t-shirt or just with your top that you've probably taken off halfway through, all right? So it doesn't have to be a band, but it is quite useful to do it with band. All right, so I'm going to go nice and long. And then we're taking the arms up and then gently reaching them back. That's it. You can do a high kneel if you want to. And then drawing it over and back. All right, and again, lift, let it go, and draw it over and back. Now, the idea here is that we keep the arms straighter, but if all of your body is saying, I need to bend my elbows, then you must, okay? If it's easy, you can go narrower with your band, make it a bit more challenging. You want to feel the stretch, but it doesn't want to be so much so that you don't want to do it. All right, so it needs to be something you feel okay with doing. All right, so don't make it impossible. It will change, like I say. If you do this regularly, it makes such a difference. You get such a range in the shoulders. All right, now I'm going to go into the swish diagonally back. So I'm taking the arm back, behind the head, drawing it around and back. And again, swishing that band back, around the head and back. And again, swishing it back and around. Okay, keep going. You may get a little bit of crunching going on. Okay, particularly if you've not done this for a while, those tendons, ligaments, all those little intricate muscles around the shoulder that will support the joints. They may just be getting a little bit of interest today, so they might tell you about it. again. We're trying to keep those arms straight if you can. Last time. Back. Round. And again. Alright. Now pop that down. So we're going to do a seated twist. And maybe you might even find you can twist a bit further. Okay, the shoulder range might be a bit better. So I'm going to take the right leg over the left. You can keep your left leg straight, or you can pop it up to the side of you. I'm going to take the left arm in towards your right knee. Try and draw your spine to be nice and tall. You can either hold the leg looking over the right shoulder. You can go to a half prayer, or you could go underneath the knee and find the fingers. Let's take it around to the other side. Okay, so left leg going over your right. Either leave right leg straight or tuck it up to the side of you. Always both hips are on the floor. And we're hugging the knee in, looking over the shoulder. Maybe we're going into a half prayer. Or maybe we're going to go over the top of the thigh and find the fingers underneath. Gently drawing yourself back on out. Okay, now again, find a seated position for you that's nice, okay? We don't all have to do the same thing. Now drawing one arm across, we're going to feed the arm underneath and coming into your eagle arms. So you either remain here with your hands back to back, or the shorter hand can come around to find the base of the thumb of the longer arm, and then we reach up both of the arms. So they come in front of your face. Breathe into it. And then releasing it back on down. We'll swap it on over. Drawing the arms all the way up. Back behind, open up with your shoulders, bring them down, the knuckles downwards towards the floor, but drop your head down a little. Trying to keep a tall spine though, so trying to let not let the whole body roll forwards. And then tucking your head across slightly to one side. Looking down into the corner of your body. And then back through to the middle. And taking the head across to the other side. To the middle, raising your head up and just lowering one ear across and over towards one shoulder. And then over to the other side. Back to the middle. Let's bring those arms forwards Stretch between your shoulder blades. And as you come on up, breathing in. As you open back and wide, breathing out. Draw the shoulders to open at the back. As you come up, use your abdominals, breathing in to pull you up high. As you breathe out, let everything relax. One more time, bringing it forwards. Take a deep breath in, coming on up. Breathing out, open it back. Alright, now I'm going to leave you there today. Alright, hope your shoulders are a bit more lowered. Hope your body feels a little bit more open. You feel warmer.